No, I gotta feed the guineas and the lizard. The snakes are good until next fucking Thursday.
It's another Mr. Rogue video, not a audio thing this time.
I'll find out tomorrow if they're gonna fucking allow me to do it
It
properly.
is not an audio thing this time. I can let you know that.
The only good thing is it's something that only get paid once a fucking.
It's another Mr. Rogue thing, but not audio file. It's top 5 best Maxi Zoo stories.
Golly, it's supposed to be going off the ratchet.
Do you ever go off the fucking list?
Maxi Zeus. Okay,
Sometimes.
Rogues.
Other
Now you're
times
going
you
too
go off
far.
the whole screen.
Shut up. Let's start the list. Number 5. Haven. Published in Detective Comics 514 in 1982, this old classic was written by Len Wein and drawn by Don Newton. In the story, Batman is chasing Maxi Zeus to the outskirts of Gotham in the middle of a snowstorm. Eventually, both Batman and Maxi's vehicles are incapacitated by the harsh weather, and the two parties are forced to make their way on foot. Both of them eventually find their way to the cabin of Haven. Haven is a big burly dude who's left Gotham City behind and made his home in the woods. He was simply fed up with so-called civilization and now lives the life of a peaceful hermit. Batman, and especially Maxi and his cronies, of course, disturb his peace, though. And I won't reveal more than that. This is a story that you really have to read. It is, in fact, one of the greatest Batman stories ever told. The only reason it isn't ranked higher on this list is because this is a Maxi Zeus list. And frankly, this story isn't really about Maxi. He's simply the antagonist. Anyone could have filled his role. It just as easily could have been the Joker or the Penguin who crashed Haven's cabin. But it is Maxi Zeus, and it is a really great story, so I had to include it on the list. And even though the story doesn't explore him, it does portray him in his usual, very entertaining, arrogant, and delusional fashion, which is always a blast to witness. Number 4. The Riddle of the Golden Fleece. From Detective Comics 491, published in 1980, this one was written by Dennis O'Neil and drawn by Don Newton again. And no, it has nothing to do with the Riddler. In the story, one of the scientists at Wayne Enterprises accidentally creates gold fabric. Yeah, just like that. He didn't intend to, he was working on something else, but happened to discover gold fabric
How
instead.
the fuck do you accidentally
Anyway,
make gold
nosy
fabric?
thieves find out about this somehow and steal the fabric. Turns out the thieves were sent by Maxi Zeus, a golden piece of cloth, sort of like the golden fleece of Jason from Greek mythology. How could Maxi possibly resist? So, naturally, Maxi wants to add this item to his collection, or perhaps sell it to the highest bidder, right? Wrong. It's nothing like that. What Maxi plans to do with the golden cloth is to give it as a birthday present to his daughter. Yes, Maxi has a daughter, and her name is Medea, naturally. She lives in an orphanage, as her father is obviously not fit to care for her. But he does care for her, greatly in fact. Yes, this is a story that portrays Maxi as a very sympathetic character, not an evil villain at all. In fact, once we reach the end of the story, Maxi doesn't even come off as the villain. Medea only appeared one more time, I think, and seemed to get erased by the Crisis reboot. What a missed opportunity it's been not to use her again. As this story proves, there was great potential in Maxi having a kid that the weird dude actually loved. Number 3. Of Gods and Men. Published in Batman 470 in 1991, this one was done by the classic and always excellent team of Alan Grant and Norm Breyfogle. This issue is actually part 15 of the massive Wonder Woman-centric crossover arc, War of the Gods. And while it is a bit confusing to read on its own, I think it works fairly well nonetheless. In the story, Batman is sent by Wonder Woman to obtain the Themysciran goblet, a relic believed to contain the powers to stop the mad scheme of Circe, or something. I honestly haven't read the rest of War of the Gods, so I don't really know what exactly is going on here. But apparently Wonder Woman really needs this goblet. but it's been stolen by her nemesis, Cheetah, on the orders of Circe, and Cheetah gave it to a Gotham City villain for safekeeping. That villain turns out to be Maxie Zeus. Who else? If you're gonna use a Batman villain for a Wonder Woman related story, obviously it should be Maxie Zeus. Anyway, bottom line is, Batman needs to infiltrate
Or Deacon Blackfire, who's a creepy cultist.
Maxie's fortress and take this goblet back. That is easier said than done, though, since this story was published before Maxie began being portrayed as a joke. I want to say this was the start of it, though, since he is portrayed in a very humorous fashion. I mean, even more so than usual. He's a straight-up comedy character in this issue, and it appears that that aspect of him stuck the most, making everyone consider him a silly joke. What they forgot is that while very funny, he was still dangerous. That's a key to writing Maxie Zeus, kids. He's supposed to be funny, perhaps even very funny, but he's also supposed to be an actual threat. With Maxie, you can have your cake and eat it too. It actually works. A shame so few get that. Alan Grant did, though, and gave us one of the last great Maxie Zeus tales as a result. Number 2. Hits and Myths, Iliads and Oddities. From Robin, issues 29 and 30, published in 1996. This two-parter was written by good old Chuck Dixon and drawn by Frank Fosco. This story is very much in the vein of the previous one. It's a hilarious Maxie Zeus, but also a very dangerous one. In it, Maxie has the brilliant idea of ripping off Homer's Iliad, specifically the Trojan horse part. For a caper, that is. He's going to rob an armored freight company by hijacking one of their armored cars and then simply parking it in their garage with him and his gang hidden in the back. So simple, yet so clever. Maxie also happens to bring the Boy Wonder along as a hostage, as he wants to speak to the Oracle. Yes, that's right, that Oracle. Somehow Maxie knows of Batman and Robin's ally and has taken her name a bit literally. He believes her to be an actual oracle and wants her to reveal the future of his caper, whether it's gonna be a success or not. Yeah, it's pretty funny stuff when Maxie forces Robin to call Barbara. No surprise Chuck Dixon understands Maxie. He very rarely do villains wrong. Riddler, Joker, Calendar Man, Catwoman, Bane, Firefly, Killer Moth. He's written fantastic stories with all of them. And here also with Maxie Zeus. I was actually not aware of this story until just a couple of weeks ago. Somehow I'd missed out on it. Not sure how that happened. I used to believe the Alan Grant story was the last good Maxie Zeus comic, but I was wrong. This is the last good Maxie Zeus comic. The last one that gets that just because he's hilariously delusional and goofy doesn't mean that he's harmless. No, it's a very dangerous Maxie Zeus in this story, and just like a lot of writers and fans do, Robin underestimates him, which is why he ends up as his hostage. A word to the wise, never underestimate a guy just because he dresses in a toga, because underneath that toga there might be a freaking shotgun. And now for the greatest Maxie Zeus story.
Fucking snake or something sitting up there.
Number 1, Assault on
Sorry for that
Olympus.
with the big-headed snake.
Published in
Ooh.
Detective Comics 484 in 1979, this one was written by Dennis O'Neil, and yet
hang on,
again
hang on.
drawn by Don.
I love with any story with Maxie in it, they gotta think of, okay, what could be Greek? What's Greek? What's Greek shit?
God.
Shit from Greece. What's that, huh? We need to find out some more shit about that.
I turn it up and it still only runs for a
You got to
minute.
draw an awful lot of Maxie Zeus. Anyway, this is the character's second appearance, following his introduction in the previous issue of Detective, also drawn by Newton. That wasn't much of an introduction, though. It's here in the second story that we're truly introduced to Maxie Zeus. Basically, the plot is about Batman deciding to go after the mobster known as Maxie Zeus, and Maxie Zeus deciding to go after Batman before he can get to him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's good enough in this case. We get a lot of fun action and a lot of fun scenes with Maxie. It's here that his obsession with Greek mythology, his delusions, and his arrogant personality were established. His strange sense of pride and honor, unusual for a villain, was also established here. Yes, all of it, here in this issue. This is where Maxie Zeus was truly born. And boy, does this issue do a great job at showcasing this, at the time, new villain, who was basically an adaptation of the 60s TV show villain King Tut, but with more of an edge. I don't really have anything else to say about it, as there isn't more to say. It's a simple story, but one that does a great job at showing who Maxie Zeus is and what he's all about. If you've never read anything with the character but want to, I suggest you pick up this issue. There you have it, the 5 best.
Inside the Mall of America, that's only 20 minutes away from what Mom wants to go see. And
I'm here at Diggerland, USA to see if it's one of the
Diggerland.
weirdest amusement parks out here. What's up? All right, we're
Oh,
here
here
at
we go.
Dutch Wonderland. Just look at that. That's inappropriate. This is closed. One second, one second. It should be called Dutch Clothesland. Sesame Place is an hour and a half away. Let's get
And that's my
weird.
dream,
So today is
dream
actually
theme
kind of a
park.
competition. We're trying to see
It
if
wouldn't
I
be
can
yours
get the
because there's
most
no rides,
weird
which would be
points
Gatorland.
throughout the day. So we have a list of things we
Yeah,
must
instead
do.
of
Step
Sesame
number 1,
Street.
find the weirdest ride. Kind of looks like we're about to get our oil changed
It's
because we're going to ride
Sesame
in an old
Street,
car.
or
Wait, I have to
Sesame
drive.
Place,
Do I really?
which is
thought it was
an
just going
autism-friendly
Gosh, great.
amusement
It's not
park.
me. It's the car.
The swings are kind of weird. If you look at top, there's Elmo as an airplane. It's a air